Okay, I have a scenario for you. Somebody invites you to appear on their live stream, but when you appear, your audio suddenly does not work. Well, we're going to go through some of the things you would do to address that issue. So first of all, you would want to go to your sound settings by going to your start menu, typing the word sound or part of the word sound, and navigating to sound settings. From here, I don't know what you're doing here. From Windows, XP, Vista, Windows 7, they're always trying to introduce Microsoft some new interface that confuses people. But from a tech support perspective, it's always nice to have the classic, as one would call it, user interface. So on the right side of the sound settings, we have a link to sound control panel. So we click on that, and boom, we have sound control panel. And in here we have a playback tab, which relates to what you can hear. So if I had a pair of USB headphones and I didn't have sound coming out, I could right click on them and say set as default device, and then all of these sound effects, YouTube videos would come out of this pair of USB headphones. On the other hand, maybe I only want to hear sound on my headphones when I'm in a phone call or Skype or Zoom. Then I could say set as default communication device. In my case, I already selected my speakers to be both my default sound device and my default communication device because my headphones are plugged into the main speaker port, or into a port that is wired up accordingly. So that's all good. Now we want to deal with the sound for the recording volume. Essentially, playback is what you hear. Recording is what your computer hears. And this is distinct from the volume mixer because sure, you can click on the speaker icon on your bottom right corner, and you can right click on it and go to volume mixer and get a bunch of separate volume sliders. However, even the ones which represent your input devices will only affect what you hear, depending on your settings, such as if you're set to hear it. So for example, my line input, whoops, and so this is actually what my computer hears. So oh wait, you can't see. Getting back to the recording volume. The only reason I can hear this right now is because I did enable listen to this device so that I can hear my Nintendo while I'm playing it. But even so, let's enable it. My computer can still hear it, and I can hear it too because the application I'm using allows me to hear it. So there's multiple ways to skin a cat here. But that being besides the point, the bottom line is under the recording tab here, this affects what your computer can hear. So if I say set my line input, it's now only hearing these sounds from my video game. If I set my webcam as my default microphone, sound check, it hears nothing probably because I've made zero adjustments since I've never used the microphone on my webcam. And then we have my good microphone, which I'm setting as both my default device and my default communication device because there's no consequence here to having both selected. There may be situations where you would want to select only one but not the other. Now, I'm using Audacity to test my audio. Audacity is a free sound recorder, and primary sound driver basically means it's going to take audio from whatever I tell it to via the control panel settings here under sound settings. However, programs like Audacity and OBS will allow you to select and override that setting manually. The reason why you might want to do it through the sound settings in Windows is because you might be joining a live stream via an application or a web app which doesn't let you override the audio source. So this will ensure that it's getting sound from the correct place. Once you do that, the volume level, so you could double click on it or hit properties on your microphone. The volume level here is two settings here. Gain, I can't change it. Don't know why, probably because there's an actual knob on my microphone. Listening volume, it doesn't really affect anything in terms of what other people can hear. I picked the highest quality setting available, and that is basically it. So sound check 1 2, sound check 1 2. And so that's from the top. From the top, we're going to go and open up our sound settings. We can go to Start menu and type the word sound. Click on Sound Settings and click Sound Control Panel. Whoops, I'm blocking it. Sound Control Panel on the right side over here. Boom. And then we go to Recording Devices, set our desired microphone as our default device and default communications device. And that is basically it. From here, you can open up a program like OBS or Audacity and do a test recording. Additionally, you can also get into these sound settings by right-clicking on your speaker icon. Clicking on the word sounds. And then moving over to the recording tab. And once again, setting your default device as needed by right-clicking on it or using the buttons down here, and then double-clicking it to get your sound properties for that microphone. Now you might be wondering, why did I go through sounds or sound effects instead of going straight to sound settings? And that's because, once again, we go here. In fact, yeah, you could do that too. You could right-click on the speaker icon, go to sound settings, and click on Sound Control Panel. So, you can get to it 2 or 3 different ways, whatever you're comfortable doing. I hope this helps. And, just play around with it, and I'm sure you'll figure it out. Have a good day.